This is MeetSean, where we break down real life topics insurance, annuities, real estate, travel planning, and home ownership so you can make smarter moves. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.
Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we deliver the essential insights you need to be, well, immediately informed.
And today, we're heading down under.
We're embarking on a pretty ambitious exploration of Sydney, Australia. We've got a whole stack of sources, itineraries, architectural reviews, local guides.
And they all paint this picture of Sydney as, the ultimate romantic city.
Right, it's that balance. High-energy city life on one hand, and then this just unmatched natural beauty on the other.
So that's our mission today. We're going to synthesize all of this and pull out the top 10 activities for couples. We really want to get beyond the standard guidebook stuff.
Yeah, show you why Sydney is such a unique backdrop for a romantic escape.
Whether you're looking for iconic landmarks, quiet coastal dining, or something, I don't know, a bit more ethereal.
And it's a fantastic list. I mean, we've got everything from world-class performance halls to these pre-dawn adventures that you really have to plan for. So think of this as your fast track to designing the perfect romantic trip.
All right, so where do we start? Let's kick things off right where the city shines brightest. The harbor. Our sources put a Sunset Harbor cruise right at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not talking about some crowded tourist ferry here. This is about seeing the city at its most dramatic. The light just completely changes everything.
The sources get almost poetic about it. You know, the golden hour shifting to those deep pinks and oranges over the water.
They do.
But the critical thing here is knowing your options. It's about personalization.
So not just one size fits all.
Not at all. A private yacht is, of course, the dream. But our research shows a lot of couples go for these smaller classic sailing boats. They offer a much more intimate setting.
Right, fewer people.
Exactly. Sometimes they cap it at just, say, 15 people, so you feel like you have some seclusion. And here's a pro tip from the sources.
Position yourselves on the port side as you cruise west. That gives you the absolute best angle to see the city skyline become a silhouette against the sunset. The buildings turn into these enchanting dark sculptures. That's the kind of actionable detail we love, okay?
Right.
From the water back to the land and to the most famous building in the country, the Sydney Opera House, of course.
I mean, visually, it's a masterpiece. Those giant arched white sails, it's an instant wow factor.
But the real insight from our sources goes way beyond just how it looks.
Okay.
Attending a performance there, opera, ballet, whatever, is transformative. But the venue itself, that's the real star. Jörn Utzon, the architect, he designed it so the acoustics are, well, they're engineered by the shells themselves. The sound just projects.
You need to get inside to appreciate it.
You really do. Taking a guided tour, or even better, a backstage too, if you can swing it, lets you see that genius up close.
What do you see on a backstage tour?
You might get into the dressing room corridors, the sound engineering booths. It connects you to the history, the actual labor behind the art. It's a whole other level of appreciation.
And what about the food scene around there? You mentioned dining. Are we talking tourist traps, or are there genuinely good romantic spots?
Oh, far from it. The dining is incredible. It ranges from, casual cafes to really high-end places like Aria, which have world-class food with these just insane harbor views.
So the romance is baked into the whole evening.
Exactly. You've just seen a show, you're discussing it over a beautiful meal, and you're looking out at the harbor bridge all lit up at night. It's a complete sensory experience.
Okay, so to round out this first segment on grand views, we're going up to the Sydney Tower.
309 meters high.
It's imposing.
Mm-hmm.
What are we looking for from up there? What's the specific view that makes it worth it?
Well, the height is the key. It's not just a view of the harbor. It's a full panorama. From the Sydney Tower Eye observation deck, you're looking for three things.
Okay, what are they?
First, that clear line where the city grid meets the ocean horizon. Second, on a clear day, you can actually see the Blue Mountains in the distance. And third, you get this amazing bird's eye view of the harbor bridge, the coat hanger.
It changes your whole perspective.
Completely. You go from being in the city to seeing it as this gorgeous, detailed mosaic laid out below you.
All right, so we've seen the city from above. Let's get back down to the coastline. Manly Beach is next. It's often called a hidden gem. You have to take a short ferry from Circular Quay to get there.
Right, and that ferry ride is absolutely part of the experience.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the sources are clear on this. The 30-minute journey gives you these incredible dynamic views back towards the Sydney Heads, those dramatic cliffs at the harbor entrance. It really feels like an escape from the city hustle.
And Manly itself has a different vibe.
A much more laid-back, surf-centric vibe. It's a world away from the buzz of, say, Bondi.
So if you're a couple and you want to do more than just lie on the sand, what are the best options?
The focus is on doing something together. Shared surfing lessons for beginners are really popular. It's lighthearted, you can laugh at each other falling over. It builds a connection.
I can see that.
Or you could rent a double kayak or paddleboard and explore the calmer waters in the cove next to the beach. But you can't miss the Corso.
The Corso.
It's the pedestrian street that connects the ferry terminal to the beach. It's this vibrant, buzzing place with little artisan shops, boutiques, street performers. It's just a great spot to wander, arm in arm.
Ah.
Okay, next on the list is some serious seaside indulgence. Beachside dining at Watson's Bay. This sounds all about intimacy, the sounds, the views. Watson's Bay is iconic. It's known for this really tranquil setting. It's perfect for just savoring fresh seafood while the sun goes down. The pace just slows.
And this is where history comes in, right? There's a specific place, Doyle's on the beach.
That's Centerpiece. And
Okay.
it's not just a restaurant. It's a Sydney institution. They've been serving seafood there since 1885.
Well-
Ordering a classic like their snapper pie or just fresh oysters with a local white wine, you're literally tasting Sydney's maritime history. It's an environment that encourages you to just focus on each other.
And what about before dinner? The sources mentioned a walk, the South Head Heritage Trail.
That trail is the ideal pre-dinner activity. It's a really gentle stroll that takes you out to the Hornby Lighthouse, the one, the red and white stripe.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. And that spot with its huge views of the harbor entrance is singled out in our research as one of the most perfect picnic spots in the entire city. So you have this perfect curated evening, a historic walk, a quiet moment at the lighthouse, and then a beautiful meal at Doyle's.
That sounds flawless. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Back to the heart of the city, but with a focus on history and culture. Let's start with the Rocks. It's this neighborhood right on the edge of the harbor. For anyone who isn't familiar, what is it about this historic charm that's so romantic? It's the contrast. This is the oldest neighborhood in Australia, all built on cobblestone streets. Walking through there is like, well, it's like a living museum. You find these artisanal markets and little cafes tucked away in old sandstone buildings.
So it's the atmosphere.
It's the atmosphere, but also the juxtaposition. You're surrounded by 19th century history, and then you turn a corner and boom, there's this breathtaking modern view of the gleaming opera house and the massive harbor bridge.
Old world meets new world.
Exactly. Old world romance and contemporary spectacle all in one place.
Okay, moving into high culture, we have the Art Gallery of New South Wales. It's a beautiful building, very grand. How does a couple make a gallery visit feel?
Dynamic and not just passive.
Well, the dynamism comes from the collection itself. It's so diverse. You've got everything from traditional masters to contemporary global art and a really extensive collection of Indigenous Australian works.
So there's a lot to talk about. A ton. And the sources suggest using the gallery as a springboard for discussion. Don't just admire the art. Go to one of the curator talks or live performances the gallery often hosts. That shared sense of discovery or even debating a provocative piece, that's a real connection point. Much more than just silently looking at a painting. That makes sense. Now, if all the history in the museum walls feel a bit much, our next item seems like the perfect antidote. The Royal Botanic Garden. It is. It's a guaranteed oasis of tranquility.
It sounds huge.
It's 30 hectares, a massive collection of plants from all over the world, and it's specifically designed to be this serene escape right next to the city core.
Any tips to make that visit extra special?
Definitely check their schedule before you go. They often have specific seasonal displays like incredible spring blossoms, or sometimes they'll do themed light installations in the evening during the cooler months. These can turn parts of the garden into these spectacular, almost magical backdrops, perfect for just being together, away from any crowds. All right, now for something that combines nature and location in a really unique way. Taronga Zoo. And the location is key here. It's right on the shores of Sydney Harbor.
So you get views of the city's skyline behind the animal enclosures. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they have everything: lions, tigers, koalas, kangaroos.
They do. But the truly unique romantic angle isn't actually the daytime visit.
Oh?
It's their special summer event called Twilight at Taronga.
Okay, tell me about that.
The whole zoo just transforms in the evening. You get special access to see the nocturnal animals when they're most active. There are guided walks, and often they have big-name live concerts on the main lawn.
So it's a whole event.
It is. But the crucial part is the view. You're wandering these lush grounds at twilight, and you're looking across the water at the entire Sydney skyline, all lit up. It's this deliberate mix of wildlife, culture, and that spectacular city view. Truly one of a kind. Finally, we have the most demanding item on our list, but maybe the most rewarding: a hot air balloon ride. The sources call this one ethereal.
It sounds it letting your heart take flight. But what are the logistics? What do you need to know to prepare for this?
Preparation is absolutely everything here because it is an early start.
Like how early?
You have to get up together before dawn, and you'll usually have to travel a bit outside the city to somewhere like the Hunter Valley or Camden where the airspace is clear for balloons.
This is a commitment.
A big one. But that experience of holding each other in the cold, dark air, and then that shared feeling of awe as you lift off, it's incredible. The moment the sunrise hits and illuminates the whole landscape below, the city, the coast, the hinterlands, it's just an unforgettable shared memory.
Wow. So we've really covered the whole landscape of romance in Sydney.
We really have.
From the genius architecture of the Opera House to the quiet history of the rocks and even that pre-dawn adrenaline of a balloon ride, I think you now have the nuanced knowledge to really build an itinerary that fits what you're looking for, whether it's adventure or history or high culture.
And all the source material we looked at today, it all points to the value of planning, of curating these experiences.
Right.
Resources like IntelliTravel, which provided a lot of this information, they emphasize that bespoke planning, helping you find luxury accommodations or custom activities. And when you know these details, you get access to exclusive deals, insider knowledge. It lets you focus on the joy of the trip, not the stress of the logistics.
So as you start thinking about your perfect Sydney escape, we'll leave you with a final thought to mull over.
It builds on this idea that the best romance involves both intense exploration and quiet intimacy. So here it is. If you were designing the ultimate day for you and a partner, which two items from our list, one offering peak adrenaline, like the hot air balloon ride or a shared surfing lesson, and one offering complete tranquility, like a stroll in the Botanic Garden or that secluded picnic at the Hornby Lighthouse, which two would you place back to back in your itinerary? Think about that perfect, seamless transition from high excitement straight into profound connection.
That's it for today's Meet Sean. If this helped, follow the show and share this episode with one person who needs it. See you next time.